Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What's going down, gamblers? It's your boy, the coach, representing Brothas N Bets, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marley Best. Marley, Super Bowl champ. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I maybe want to go get my ring, pull it out the case.
Yeah.
But nah,
Yeah.
It's put up, man. We already focused on trying to repeat.
Y'all already started the training, starting the whole recruiting process.
Real bit. You know, it's different when you win.
Care of that right now.
You know, it's different when you win, like the recruiting wise. You know, I already got kids saying they want to come. So they want to be Cobras.
Yeah.
So
everybody wants
ready to get into the off season. Winter flag. We'll do winter flag, and we go do track. Then we right back to football at the track.
Right back to the grind. Well, man, we missed last week. But before we get to that, man, hey, we about to be cranking up the college basketball show coming up. Marley behind the scenes been hitting. Like I said, I've been doing my quick picks, 8-1, 3-0 yesterday, and right now looking good. It wasn't looking good at 7-minute mark in this UConn and Oklahoma State game, but we're up now by 9. So hopefully they're going and make some money. But be looking out on the quick picks, man. Definitely something that we do, and we're probably going to try to master it. Okay. See, now, are you moving something? Because now I see like it kind of look like the NWO.
I'm moving shit.
Okay. I got you. But other than that, man, what were your takeaways from last week, man? Last week's college action. Well, last week, rivalry week. What do you think?
Ohio State is done. USC has arrived. They're here.
They're here.
They're here. We talked about it earlier in the season. They here. Shit, 1 year. Lincoln Riley, 1 year. They here. I mean, even if they don't get into the playoff, I think it's safe to say they here, though. I think it's safe to say the recruiting is going to go up. They're only going to get better. I don't see them getting worse. I don't see them staying complacent.
Only going to get better.
Nothing but talent coming in, so I only see them getting better. So, in my opinion, USC is here. Michigan, Ohio State. Shit, Michigan is the real deal. Kind of was me personally. Kind of didn't really know they ain't played nobody, but you know, with the exception of they really hadn't played anybody. So them was my two. Oh, Clemson, ACC frauds. Those are the major standouts. LSU let us down. But other than that, that was the two major things. I think that was the most major. Michigan beating Ohio State the way that they did. And, TCU. I'm pulling for them. I hope they get in. That's my other little, you know, a lot of people don't want them to get in because they small dogs, but I want them to get. I hope they get in.
A lot of people don't want them in now.
Yeah. Upseat of the week. See, look at SBO. K-State will beat TCU. Why do you think that, SBO? Why?
Man, matter of fact, let's just jump right into that game since that's the topic in hand, and we're talking about the Big 12 championship between the Kansas State Wildcats and the number 3 TCU Horned Frogs. The Wildcats are 9-3 on the year, 8-3-1 against the spread, while the Texas Christian University Horned Frogs are 12-0 on the year, 9-2-1 against the spread. This line actually opened up in favor of TCU -1.5, and then there's been some movement. It went up a whole point. As far as the total, it opened up at 60. Right now, we're looking at 62.5 points. There are some 65s out there, but I'm looking at the 62. Not 65. I'm sorry, 62.5. Excuse me. But right now there's a consensus is sitting at 6-2. Anywho, let's get to some actual factuals real quick for Kansas State. They're like I said, they're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. The overs hit 6 out of the last 9 games. They are 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. They're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against Texas Christian University. K-State 7-2 straight up in the last 9 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. 12-1 straight up in the last 13 games when played in week 14. We're looking at how many times they've been playing in the Big 12 championship. So hasn't been that many. Like in the 90s, they was dogging it. Hell, they almost had a chance to win the whole deal. But they're also 4-1-1 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing on the road. As far as TCU's actual factuals, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games, 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games. The under sit 6 out of the last 7 against K-State. They 9-0 straight up in the last 9 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games played in the month of December. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games when played on a Saturday. And they overs hit 5 out of the last 6 games in the last they said 5 out of the last 6 when playing on a Saturday. Injury reports right now, Adrian Martinez, he's questionable for the game, but most likely. But Will Howard is expected to start for Kansas State. As based on our notes, and safety Kobe Savage is questionable. As far as TCU's injury reports right now, wide receiver Tay Barber, he is questionable for this game. Last time we see K-State during rivalry week, they won 47-27, and TCU took care of business in a major way, beating Iowa State 62-14. So, with that being said, TCU, K-State, Marley, Big 12 Conference championship, and we got a Texas team in there knocking on the door to get into the playoff. Do you have a play for this one, my brother?
I do. I want SBO to tell me why he think K-State go win. Though. I do want that SBO. But I'm on the Horned Frogs here. You know the rules, 2.5. We're going to money line that boy. Not playing no games, championship week. I would like to know really quick, where is this game being played? Is it at Dallas?
It's
the neutral site. It's at AT&T Stadium. Got it.
It's yeah. So that's damn near home.
It's at Dallas Stadium.
We always play it.
Which is
right,
which is pretty much a home game for TCU. And essentially, because I was just looking at their home and away records is why I was curious about that. So ATS at the crib, they're 5-1. 9-2-1 overall ATS. I'm talking about TCU. 5-1 ATS at the crib. I just mentioned that. And they have literally everything to play for. Like, this is not about the Big 12 championship. This is about getting into the playoffs.
In the playoff, for real.
What I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, Kansas State's motivation is, I guess, Big 12 championship being spoiler, you know what I'm saying, for whatever that's worth in this situation. But I saw what that offense did to Iowa State defense. And don't get it twisted. Iowa State probably had the best defense in the Big 12. And they put up 62 points on probably the best defense in the Big 12. They averaging 41 points a game, only giving up 24. I'm all over TCU here. I just think the motivation itself is just enough to get them. What's up, Big Boss? I see you.
Big Boss.
The motivation itself is more than enough to carry them through. I just don't know what K-State is playing. I mean, I understand it's a Big 12 championship, and that's good for them, but that's not enough motivation for me when you got Duggan and the rest of the crew going for the first playoff in TCU history since the playoffs been started. And speaking of Duggan, Max, the quarterback for TCU, 29 touchdowns with just 3 interceptions. That's tied for 8th in the country. He's already thrown for over 3,000 yards. His QBR is at 79.7, damn near 80%. I'm taking TCU, man. I'm money lining them boys. Like I said before we even got on this game, I'm pulling for them to get into the playoffs for whatever reason. I don't know. I can't say they go beat any of those teams, but maybe it's the Texas thing that's in me. I want to see a Texas team in there, but I'm pulling for TCU. So give me TCU on the money line.
And I'm riding TCU money line too. Home game right there in Dallas. We really low key should take the boys up there and go to that game. To be honest with you, but anywho, I'm right there with you. TCU at the crib at home, in the dome. Probably gonna pull out some fly unis, taking care of business, getting into the playoffs now. But that is our plays on that. But let's just talk playoffs right now for a sec, since it's on us. I don't think Michigan wants to play USC. I think Michigan really wants to play TCU. They want to play TCU. But TCU gonna have to come with it, to deal with that front seven. You know what I'm saying? That's the only deal. Linemen, they'll be able to. I mean, the linemen are gonna lean on them for a little bit, but they should be able to take care of that. But I just think, I don't know. We're gonna see the speed difference, but
so would a USC though jump if they beat Utah? Both teams win. Will they jump? Because TCU got the hardest strength of schedule out of all 4 playoff teams that's left in the playoffs. So it's no way USC is going to jump them.
Nah,
Michigan.
If they stay undefeated, they stay undefeated. If they stay undefeated, then they good. You know what I'm saying? Now Georgia don't want to play Oklahoma. Not Oklahoma, excuse me.
Georgia don't want to play USC, but I love that in the first round.
Georgia don't want to play USC.
That'd be nice. I like it.
But those are on.
But before we move on real quick, because I know we pressed for time too. I don't know if Georgia will be able to score on USC, right? Because USC defense is trash. And USC offense is the shit. They'll be able to score on Georgia, but I think Georgia will slow that shit down. I don't know if that offensive line can hold up as all game, because now we're talking big boy football.
Bro, UConn went on a crazy run. So when we got on the show and we were getting ready to set it up and everything, I turned on the TV. It was a 7-minute mark. UConn was down 26-28 or 27-28, something like that. And you remember I was like, man, I need a crazy run right now, Marley. Boom. Ended the half. The -5 hit UConn, making me 9-1 this week. And what they covered, crazy run, -5, 48-31 UConn. Let's get it. Hey man, we appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody tuning in. That's money, big boy football. Let's get on to our next game. Right on money. Big boy football. Let's talk big boy football right now. LSU taking on the Bulldogs. This is pretty much another home game because it's going down in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in Atlanta, Georgia. The LSU Tigers coming from a big letdown last week. LSU Tigers 9-3, 7-5 against the spread, while the Bulldogs are 12-0, 6-6 against the spread. This line did open up in favor of LSU -16. Right now, as a consensus, you're looking at 17.5. It did open up at 50.5 as for the total, but right now sitting at 52. Actual factuals real quick for LSU. Man, that's a good victory with UConn covering that first half. Now I need Texas to take care of business. LSU 4-2 against the spread in last 6 games. The totals hit 5 out of last 6 games going over. 5-1 straight up in last 6 games. 4-0-1 against the spread in last 5 games against the Bulldogs. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games against the Bulldogs as well. The overs also hit 6 out of the last 7 games, and whenever LSU takes on a opponent from the SEC East. 4-1 straight up in the last 15 games. In the last 5 games played on a week 14, and they're 11-2 straight up in the last 13 games playing on a Saturday. Now, injury reports right now. Quarterback Jaden Daniels, he is questionable with a groin ankle injury right now. Running back is questionable as well. You got wide receiver Karen Lacey. He left the game last week, so he's also questionable. As far as the Bulldogs, Defensive back Nyland Green, he's questionable. Wide receiver Adonai Mitchell, he's questionable as well. Linebacker CJ Washington's questionable. And last time we seen LSU, they got shitted on by A&M 38-23, basically ruining their chances of going into the playoffs, even if they do win this one. The Bulldogs won against Georgia Tech 37-14. So, big boy football. I know you're ready to talk that big boy football stuff right now. LSU, UGA, we got Big Boss in the chat. What's going down? Marley, what's your big boy play?
Yeah, I'm on the over. I'm on the over here. I really want to take a Georgia team total over, but I don't have the lines for that right now, so I can't take it. 17.5 just feel like it might be a little bit too much. Georgia wins this game, by the way. Let me just say that automatically. I think Georgia wins this game. I feel like LSU, they let us down. I feel like they was kind of looking ahead. I feel like they thought they were just going to walk in there, beat Texas A&M. They were preparing for Georgia because if they can beat Georgia, they probably can sneak in to the playoffs with 2 losses. But obviously, all that shit got derailed. I don't know LSU's motivation. And I know Georgia just needs to win. They don't care about how much they win, they in. So I like the over, but I really like the team total over. I think they'll be more motivated, especially early. But I'll still, just for show purposes, since I can't give you a team total over. I'll take the over 52. Both of these teams are averaging over 30 points a game. Only thing that kind of scares me about taking a full team total, why I like Georgia team total over versus the full game over, is because Georgia defense is giving up 11 points a game. I mean, we don't talk about them the way we did last year. You were the quote of the season last year. First round picks on every level. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about them the way we did last year. But shit, this defense still balling. They still only giving up 3 points a game, less than 100-yard rushing at 79.5 points a game, and less than 200 yards passing. So the defense is still the shit. So personally, I really want the team total over, but I don't have a line on that right now. So for show purposes, I still will ride with the game total over 52. Georgia destroy LSU. I feel you. I think so too. I don't know about destroy, but it depends on your definition of destroy. Can they cover the line? I think they can, but I kind of just feel like I'm not going to underestimate Brian Kelly, especially he did great his first year, in my opinion, especially with no quarterback. Got to remember, I don't think Jalen Daniels is the right quarterback. I don't think he's the quarterback Brian Kelly wants anyway.
Now he's gonna have to get some of his recruits in. When he gets his people in, it's going down. But it's still a great job that he did in his first year. Because they was in it was a real shit show last year. But you said you like 17.5 them points,
no,
right?
I like the total. Over the total. I like over the total. I don't have. You know what? Okay. I don't like the first. I don't like the 17.5. If you can give me a 10 on the first, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with the total.
All right. So LSU, UGA, Marley likes the over in that play. Well, I'm going with LSU with the points, man. It's just way too many points.
Way too many.
I know they got drugged, but I mean, like I said, I think that A&M game was definitely looking ahead right now. And this LSU team definitely reminds me. You remember that year that Florida had to go and play Alabama, and they had everything going, and ironically, they were playing against LSU, and old boy throws the shoe, and they end up losing that game. This team that pretty much reminds me of that situation right there when
what
Florida went in and took on Alabama.
I want to touch on that.
What do you say?
Georgia let LSU beat them. Does that open the door for 2 SEC teams in the playoffs? All right, so Georgia's in, win or lose, but who will be the second SEC team? I think not. I think they're going to put Ohio State before they put a 2-loss Alabama or a 3-loss Tennessee.
But you got to think about
put LSU in if Georgia beat LSU.
So, but let's talk about Alabama real quick. Alabama, they lost 2 games by 1 point in the last 3 minutes of a game.
Right.
Will the committee hold that against them?
See, this is the thing for me. My bad.
Go ahead. If somebody loses, all right. If somebody loses, all right, and if UGA loses, Bama might creep in that thing.
Well, who you going to take out? Because you're not taking out Georgia. If Georgia lose, they still get in, in my opinion.
That Bama game, that Bama might jump USC, man.
No, and not if USC wins. You can't punish them if they win and take them out.
Hey, look! SBL say, yeah, Alabama finished. We getting ready for. Oh, he said,
right. I think Alabama's out. I think the next team's in is Ohio
now. If they let
State.
Ohio State in, that's crazy.
Ohio State, and
that's crazy. The way they just lost, Alabama.
Oh shit. Okay. So if Alabama need 2 teams to lose to get in, because I think if Georgia lose, I think they still in. Now if USC lose, I think they out.
Well, I'm riding with LSU on the points.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
We could talk a little bit more about the playoffs, but as far as official play, I'm riding with LSU plus the 17.5. I don't know, this Georgia team, I think they're just getting a little worn down from battling out week in and week out, in my opinion. And I think all Daniels is going to do is run, but, there's still some talent. You got Louisiana, Texas kids over there, some of the best from both worlds. I think they'll keep this competitive.
The playoff is what it is right now. That's the playoffs. Nobody's going to lose in the top 4.
Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That is Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets. And let's get ready to go into a next game that has playoff implications. Let me get my notes here for a second, man. This game's going down Friday, tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Ali Giant Stadium. I'm not sure. Is that in Cali? Not sure. But
no, I don't think so. I think that's Utah, right? I don't know. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Go ahead, keep going.
It's typically a neutral site. But the Utah Utes, 9-3 on the year, 7-5 against the spread, taking on the USC Trojans, 11-1, 8-4 against the spread. This one's going down for the Pac-12 championship. This line did open up in favor of USC -1. Since then, money has came in. You're looking at USC -2.5, and the total right now is at 67. After opening up at 65.5. Some of the actual factors real quick with Utah. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 games for them boys. They are 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games, 13-2 straight up in the last 15 games against a Pac-12 conference opponent, 10-1 straight up in the last 11 games when playing against opponent from the South Division, and the overs hit 5 out of the last 7 games when playing in the month of December. As far as the Trojans from USC, Lincoln Riley and them boys, they're 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games. The overs hit 6 out of the last 6. They are 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games. The overs also hit 6 out of the last 8 games against Utah. They're 2-8 against the spread in the last 10 games when playing in the month of December, though. But they're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on that Friday night. Injury reports right now for Utah. They got tight end Dalton Kincaid. He is probable for this game. As far as USC, man, the worst injury they've suffered this year was Travis Dye, who's unfortunately out for the season. But safety Jalen Smith is questionable, along with safety Jackson. He's questionable as well. When we seen Utah last week, they won 63-21 against Colorado. And last time we seen USC, Kalen Williams went crazy against Notre Dame, winning 38-27 and potentially solidifying his spot as the 2022 Heisman Trophy winner. Marley Bets, Lincoln Riley revived USC. It makes college football better when them boys are doing good in the West Coast.
Yes.
USC, Utah State, Pac-12 championship. What's your play?
Yeah, it does. I agree with you. I'm not a USC fan, nor am I a hater, but college football is better when they're good. It's a little more interesting. You know, Hollywood, the lights, the glitz, the glamour, the little Trojan, little stupid guy who sticks to a sword in the ground, all that stupid shit. Till they went up against Texas. But anyway, that's another story. I like the over here, 67. Both of these teams are high-powered offenses. Both of them are averaging over damn near 40 points a game. USC is averaging 42, while I was averaging 39. I don't think either defense is really going to stop either offense too much. I think, obviously, people that remember, I picked Utah to win the Pac-12 when we did our Pac-12 breakdown. But I'm finna bail on my pick. I like USC. Like I'm on the money line. Too much to play for. Too much on the line. Even more so than the playoffs. If they just get in, like we talked about earlier, USC is already back, right? But if they get in the playoffs, I think it's cemented. Like they finna get all the recruits in Cali. I think if they lose, it may take them another year or so. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just one more year to get in. But if he gets in this year, transfer portal, boys is going back home. Monk, what's the goddamn deal? It's been a minute. Boys is going back home. And everybody that comes out of high school, top 5 recruit, is probably going back, staying home and going to USC. So just entirely too much to play for. Y'all already know it's 2.5, so we go money line that boy. Stay safe. That's a good parlay, USC TCU parlay. But we'll go keep them separate. Separate days anyway. I like USC. I like the money line. I like the over. Caleb Williams. I don't got to talk too much, do I? Caleb Williams, he's only thrown 3 interceptions. He's over 3,700 yards. He's Heisman. Probably submitted his, case for the Heisman a couple days ago. But yeah, USC money line plus the over 67. Over is my better play. Is my best bet of the two.
All right. Give me 1 second, bro. 1 second. I'm trying to place this bet real quick. Monk, what's the deal? I'm riding with USC money line, everything that you said. But not only that, just the pick, everything that you're saying, yes, they're going to win. They're going to take care of business. Caleb Williams going to put that final stamp to win the Heisman in this game. Revenge game. It's hard to beat a team twice. They were up by double digits in the second half, and they fell apart on the road, USC, but now neutral site. I'm riding with USC. They get into the playoffs, and if they play Georgia, I think they're going to give Georgia a run for their money. I'm not going to say who's going to win yet, but I think definitely they'll give them a run for their money. So there's that. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That is Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets. Let's get ready to get to our next game. Give me 1 sec. Let me pull up my notes. Man, it is looking good right now for Texas.
So you got a
they were
weak
down
defense. They do have a weak defense, Loso. But shit, it's not the defense that's been running the ship. It's the offense. Is Utah going to stop them from scoring 40?
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem. We know the defense. We're not betting on the defense. At least I'm not. That's why I like the over. I'm not betting on
exactly
to stop Utah. I'm betting on USC to outscore Utah. That's what I would. If I'm a USC backer, which I am, I'm on the money line. But I'm saying that's what I'm betting on. Shit, I'm not betting on them to stop them niggas. I'm betting on USC to score more points than they score. Whoever got the ball last, type shit.
Whoever got the ball last. And this could potentially be one of those games, whoever got the ball last, or somebody's going to get blown out. If it's not a shootout, somebody getting blown out. And we're talking about the ACC championship. This game really has no, it really doesn't matter besides somebody.
I'm not on this game crime. Just for the full disclosure. I'll give a lean and I'll give for this game. Just It's one of my rapid fire picks.
I got you. This game's going down Saturday, 8:00 time, Bank of America Stadium. The Clemson Tigers 10-2 on the year, 6-6 against the spread, going up against the North Carolina Tar Heels, who are 9-3 on the year. This line actually opened up in favor of Clemson, -7. Right now, you're looking at 7.5 as a consensus, and the total opened up at 60. Right now, sitting at 63.5. Real quick, just a couple of actual factuals. Clemson 16-2 in the last 8 straight up in the last 18 games, 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games against North Carolina, 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games in against an opponent from the Central Coast Division. North Carolina 9-3 straight up in the last 13 games, 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games when playing against somebody from the Atlantic Coastal Conference. The Coast Division. They are 1-4 against spread in the last 5 games played in Week 14. Injury reports right now. There are some injuries. Bryce Breeze, he is questionable right now. Fred Davis is questionable. A lot of guys on defense. Malcolm Green, he's out. Xavier Thomas, defensive end, he's out as well. And for North Carolina, just a couple of cats. Jaquarius Conley, he's questionable. So, anywho, Marley doesn't have a play on this one, so I'll just kind of shoot this real quick and explain. I think with Clemson not having anything to really play for, I think this is this will be the only underdog play that I really see happening, and that's North Carolina money line. I like them on the money line. If you want to be safe, you can take them on with the points, but I'm gonna ride with them. This defense, since your boy left, he's not there. It's not really holding the same. Go ahead. And I really want to say why Clemson is going to lose. And I just looked at the last game and I was like, this is why they're not going to be good, bro. And I see where the direction of this program's happening, but I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say it. But go ahead. What's on your mind?
Have you watched North Carolina play?
Yeah, I have.
I watched them the last 2 weeks. Watched the whole game.
Okay.
Their defense is fucking awful.
But DJ Ungurugula, he ain't playing right now, and this just doesn't look like a typical. This don't look like a Clemson team that we've seen before 2000, the year 2000.
No, I agree with that. But their defense, and you know what? I don't want to talk bad about Mac Brown because I like what he's done at North Carolina since he got there. You know what I'm saying? He ain't put them on the map, but he's gotten them a lot more recognition than they was getting before he got there. That's for sure. But I watched that North Carolina State game, and don't get me wrong, I respect North Carolina State's defense, and that defense is good. They had a 3-man front, and Green, the running back from North Carolina, was getting pretty decent yardage against that defense. They would not, for the love of me, run the fucking ball. Just keep running the ball. Take your 4 yards, 3 yards a pop, get you in 3rd and short. Mm-hmm. But everything they want to do is explosive. They just want to go downfield. And even if it's not there, they'll just keep trying. It didn't work this time. Maybe it'll work next time. No, bro. No, it's not going to work. Yeah. And they don't got no adjustment. So if Clemson takes away the explosive plays from North Carolina, I don't even know if they win. I think they cover just because, for what you said, Clemson's motivation is 0. So who knows if they'll be up for the game. North Carolina will be up for the game. We know that. I would take the 7, but that's just the lean. Drake maybe legit. You talk about Drake basketball team? What you talking about, SBO? I fuck with Drake basketball team.
He talking about
Drake, the
guy. That's how much Marley do not be watching the ACC, dog. He like, man.
But I did watch North Carolina's last 2 games, though.
Hey, man, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coach. That's Marley Bets. Man, let's jump into some of these other games. The American Conference championship. This game's going down on Saturday, 4:00 Stadium at Benson Field, at Yeoman Stadium. UCF 9-3 on the year, 7-5 against the spread. They should have tried to put this game inside of the Mercedes-Benz Bowl if it's going to be played in New Orleans. And the Tulane Green Wave, 10-2 on the year, 10-2 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Tulane -2.5, and since the big three and everybody digesting of what just went down, which we made the worst. I made the worst bet ever, and I think you took the worst bet ever too, and we're going to talk about that. But now the line's sitting at 4. The total opened up at 57.5. It has jumped down to 56.5, sitting at 57. A couple of actual factuals real quick for both of these teams. UCF, and UCF was my little squad, especially when was there. 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games, 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games against Tulane, 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games against Tulane as well. The totals gone over 9 out of the last 11 games, 4-1 straight up last 5 games against an American Athletic Conference opponent, 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games when playing against an opponent in the West Division. Tulane Green Wave 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6. The 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games. 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing at the crib against Central Florida. 9-1 against the spread in the last 10 games against an opponent in the American Athletic Conference. 4-1 against straight up in the last 5 games against an opponent in the East Division. Injury reports right now for UCF, Amari Johnson, he's questionable. And for Tulane running back Cameron Carroll, he is questionable for the game. Last time we seen UCF, they won 46-39 against South Florida, a game that they almost lost. I saw that game. They got lucky. And Tulane taking on Cincinnati, beating them 27-24 to be our absolute worst gambling play we've ever made, taking Cincinnati with backup quarterback, first career start. I put 1,600 on them boys. And just really digest everything. I was like, why? That was our worst.
It's not so bad that we took it. It's bad that we talked about it and did too. That's what makes it so bad. Like we literally had a conversation about like it's a bad
man. I was
about taking it.
But anywho, UCF Tulane at the crib. Marley, what's your play? Or do you have a play?
And I watched that game. I watched our demise each quarter.
We saw. And what's crazy is on that 4th and 22 play, the dude ran a post and he drops it. If he catches it, he's to the house. But he drops it, bro. Anywho, Tulane,
I like
UCF. It's hard
Tulane.
to beat a team twice because it's hard to beat a team twice.
Hard to beat a team.
Because UCF
twice.
Not only beat Tulane, they beat Cincinnati too.
They did.
Keep that in mind.
They did. They beat Cincinnati 25-21, and Tulane beat Cincinnati 27-24. Very similar, 3-point win, 4-point win. I don't like the 4 points though, Coach. I'm not gonna lie. I hate that 4. Like it's keeping me off of Tulane. But it does put me on. I like the over. We do have a past game from these two teams, so to speak. They played each other just a month ago. Not quite a month ago, almost a month ago. November 12th, 38-31. UCF came out on top. So that was a 69 point. They're gonna drop it by 11, make up for playing the team twice, seeing the same shit. But I do like this UFC offense. They're averaging 34 points a game. Tulane averaging 34 points a game, but they do it in different range. Tulane runs that ball. Well, they both run the ball. UCF is averaging 250 yards rushing per game. Tulane's averaging 200 yards. It's just kind of different type of offense though. But I like the over here at 57. I think we easily. I'm with you, Loso. I see you, Loso. USC game over 57. I'm right there with the homie Low. So I agree. Both of these offenses are averaging 30 points a game. They both went to 69 last time they played. I like Tulane to win, but man, I just don't like that forward. Something about that forward. I feel like this is gonna be a tight game. Could be a back and forth game, could be a field goal game, and that four is just something about that four making me stay away. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm all the way off this game. If anything, I'll do some live betting. I'll do some live betting. Oh, you know what who we forgot to talk about? Do you even have a play for that Michigan Purdue? Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coach, this Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe, follow, and tell your peoples about them. Real quick update: 2-0 in my college football basketball picks for today, making me 10-1 this week. Making me 5-0 in the last 24 hours. Let's get it, dog. Let's get it, man. Texas took care of business. Both teams just Anywho, let's get on to the next game. And these were our boys, and talking about Coastal Carolina taking on Troy. This game is going down Saturday, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time at Blankley Field at Veteran Memorial Stadium, which is in Troy. Coastal Carolina 9-2 on the year, 4-6-1 against spread, while the Troy Trojans are 10-2 on the year, 9-3 against the spread. This line did open up in favor of Troy -4.5, and it's all the way up 8.5 now. So take that note. The total opened up at 48.5. Right now, that line's sitting at 48. There are some 49s out there, which is weird. But just a couple of quick notes about this game. Coastal Carolina 12-2 straight up in the last 14 games, but 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against Troy. 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on the road, but only 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games playing on a Saturday. Troy, the Trojans are 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games. They're 9-0 straight up in the last 9 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 7 times going under. 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games played in the month of December, and 7-0 straight up in the last 7 games when playing against a Sunbelt Conference opponent. Injury reports right now. Quarterback Grayson McCall, the starting quarterback, out indefinitely. He got a foot injury late in the season. And Troy, linebacker Jaden McDonald, he is questionable for this game. Last time we seen Troy, they lost 47-7 against James Madison. And last time we seen Troy, they won 48-19. So, Marley, Coastal Carolina taking on Troy, Sunbelt. This was our team. They were doing that thing last couple of years. They still have a great record, but it's just, if you ain't undefeated, you ain't nothing when dealing with teams like this. But do you ever play for this one?
No, I'm off, man. No McCall. He makes the offense go. It's not like Troy's offense is like super explosive. So kind of feel like 8 just might be a little bit too much. Too much for me. And then I want to lean over, but
they just lost McCall not too long ago. He just
2 weeks ago. I think this is his second game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. James Madison dogged him.
Dog day ass. Like,
if I had a lean, I'm taking Troy. I don't have nothing for this play, but I'm taking Troy at the crib to
I think Troy first half will be a smart look.
Coastal fucking played multiple quarterbacks last week. I was like, man, what the heck?
Yeah.
So, but
I agree with you.
Yeah. Marley Bets, and let's get to our last game real quick. North Texas taking on the UTSA. This line is sitting at -9 right now. Let me find my notes for this one. Gotta find my notes.
Gotta dig deep on UTSA.
Man, look, North Texas taking on UTSA, sitting at -9. The total is at 69. Marley, what's your play on this?
Oh man, I want to take the over here. Both of these teams obviously high scoring production on offense. Well, let me get the
UTSA.
actual. Yeah, I want to take,
I got
UTSA, my guys. I've been riding with them for about 2 years now, but damn, 9 points, man. Like, it just feels like it's a lot of, it don't feel too much to
You
me.
like North Texas?
No, I don't like North Texas. I like UTSA.
No, the cover.
Like,
UTSA 10-2 on the 10-2
the cover might be
overall,
too
6-6 against the spread. Right.
I
Mean
like
Green 75,
UTSA. I think
75
they
against the
actually
spread.
can cover. I think they can cover,
Yeah.
but the
Well,
total is so
North Texas is North Texas 9-2 against the spread in last 11 games on the road. 4-2 against the spread in
I know
last
they've
6 games against UTSA. So,
been killing.
I don't know.
They've been killing. But I look at all the common opponents and I'm just like, shit. Even with UTSA, they beat them. They only beat them by 4 points that first game, 31-27. And like we've been preaching all day, it's hard to beat a team twice. So I can't take the 9. North Texas plus the 9 is actually the bet. But nothing official for me. Like I'm too much invested in UTSA. Honestly, it's hard to bet against them boys. Their offenses can go off at any time for 30. Dog. Like they averaging fucking 37.9 points a game. North Texas averaging 34 points a game. The play is North Texas plus 9 or nothing, but North Texas plus the 9 is my recommendation. Nothing official, just a lean.
I got you. Well, for official plays, Marley likes TCU on the money line. He likes LSU and Georgia over 52. USC money line and the over in that game 67. He likes the over in the UCF and Tulane game as well. Marley totals. Marley totals this week. Marley totals.
Yeah, I've been Marley totals a couple weeks.
Marley totals has striked again. My plays, I'm going TCU on the money line, LSU plus 17.5, USC money line, and I'm going to sprinkle some crack on an underdog play on that North Carolina money line, man. Those are our official plays. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Open mic, our peoples, everybody who's watching right now, looking at double digits and all of our platforms based on the number. Anything y'all want to discuss? Like I said, right now, 10-1 in college basketball. I'm gonna wait till Creighton goes on a run and try to jump on Texas at a nice little value line. That's how I'm gonna end the night.
You might not get that run.
Say what?
You might not get that run.
Well, they just scored right now, so if they can go on a nice little 6-0 run, I'm jumping on a nice value line. Hey, do you have a play tonight? Bills, Patriots. I think it's sitting at -3.5 in favor of the Bills. What you got?
Shit. What about NFL? I think I lost one right there. I don't have a play on this game. I was looking at it earlier. Thursday night football, you know the rule, home team in the under. So I would take the points. A lot more to play for the Patriots than the Bills. And keep in mind, the Bills do not have a division win as good as they've been playing early in the season. They've lost against the Jets. They lost to Miami. They have not won a game inside the division. Josh Allen is still a little bit banged up, turning the ball over in the red zone. Not sure what Bill Belichick is going to do. I think I lean over that 44, but I lean with the Patriots on the points.
So I'm going against I'm going against somebody in my fantasy league. He has Allen starting. So anytime I want to face that boy, it's on a Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That quick turnaround. So we're gonna see. Hopefully I can win this. But hey man, we appreciate everybody tuning in, bro. We're back at it. So holla at us. Good luck. Marley, if you want to end us on a prayer, we can get on out of here, my boy.
Yeah, man. Y'all go peep them shorts, man. A bunch of shorts going to be coming soon with it being college basketball and NBA picking up and kind of not quite wrapping up college football, but we getting there. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. May the odds ever be in your favor. That is the coach. I am Marley Bets, and this is Brothas N Bets. And like yesterday, like today, and like tomorrow, y'all already know what it is, man. Let's beat Vegas. We out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't